Hi there, it's Lily and Riki here, and I'm here with Naturopath Nate. It's been a while since we've been sitting on this couch, Nate, and having a chat about health and wellness and how do we stay healthy and what do we need to do to stay healthy. So I'm sure that many of you know Naturopath Nate, but for those of you who don't know Naturopath Nate, tell us a little bit about your background, you being a naturopath herbalist and nutritionist.
I really started as a very, very left-brain naturopath. Love my sciences. I did a bachelor in nutrition, Western herbal medicine, and then naturopathy. And it took me quite a long time in practice to really open up the energetic side, the vibrational side, frequency side, the emotional side of health. And that led me on a huge journey with patients of understanding a lot more than what I'd been taught at uni. I feel uni gave me the ability to learn, and then it was in the real world I gained experience, and I was lucky enough and fortunate to be mentored by a really well-known holistic medical doctor, and I was able to practice in a multi-modality clinic with other practitioners.
How long have you been doing that for now? Close to 20 years now.
About 18. Yeah, time goes quick.
It does indeed. So you started working with this holistic practitioner, and you learnt a lot from her, and then you went out on your own. You started experimenting with your own formulas at some point. How long ago was that, and why did you do that?
So I found with patients, to get good results, a lot had to be changed, and especially these days, a lot more has to be changed than normal to make an improvement. But probably about 6-7 years ago, I started doing compounding for patients. I would look at their individual concerns and made a blend specifically for them, and I would mix up amino acids and herbs and nutrients in a blend, and I would make up a month's supply for them. And then after a while of doing that, it got a bit difficult to manage everyone at this, like making them individual. So I looked at what is the most common things that I can see as a pattern that these patients all share in common. And I decided to break down the gut, the liver, the sleep, the stress, and toxicity into those different categories, because that was what was kept coming up between all the patients. And so I was able to make something that's not off the shelf, that's still quite specific for what I was seeing in practice, but that works for majority of people. So the blends I sort of started to make was like 3 or 4 different products I would use for sleep, for example, and I would put them all into one blend. And that way for the patient, especially if they were a bit sensitive and reactive to a lot of the excipients and fillers that other brands were using in their capsules and tablets and powders, I was able to remove all those and make it a very clean blend, and then just target exactly the hero ingredients, the ones that really stand out. And usually a product might have 1 or 2 of those with a bunch of other supporting nutrients. But when you really want to fix sleep, for example, there's probably a good 4 or 5 hero ingredients that you need. But then you have to prescribe those 4 or 5 different supplements. And it just got too much for patients. And so that's why when I transitioned to doing custom compounding and creating a blend for sleep that had all those specific ingredients in there, then we sort of hit some magic where now this blend is a combination of all my favorite products. It works really well for the patient. It's far more cost effective. It's easy for them to take one thing rather than 3 or 4. So that's how I guess the range was built. Every time I made a new formula, it would be with that in mind.
And I know because I got to test a lot of them along the way, testing for taste and effectiveness.
Yeah.
And I know Nathan, and those of you who know Nathan know that he researches the research, and I know his formulations have changed and improved over the years. And the reason we're really jumping on today is we're really excited because he has actually formulated some new and improved formulas from things that were already working really well, but are now a lot better. So we might be seeking some of you to help us out to try some of these products. So Nathan, you have, I think I take most of them, 10 plus products in your range. I think you've got like 8 basic ones for everyday people, and then you've got some specialty and practitioner products as well, and I take many of those every day. So maybe share 3 or 4 of your favorites, and I know you've got a few examples here. Maybe you can let people know why they're so important. And I'd love for you to start with sleep, because I've been listening to a lot of health podcasts, and two things really stand out from all of the, the many and varied people that I've been listening to. One is exercise. It's so important to keep fit and healthy and exercise. So exercise and healthy diet. But one of the other big things is sleep.
Yeah.
And so many people either have problems getting to sleep, that was me, or staying asleep and having quality sleep. So why is your sleep formula so good? And trust me, guys, I hear from so many people who have struggled with sleep, who love this product, and now it's even better than it was. So tell us about Sleep and Calm. What's so special about it? What are the key ingredients, and why does it work so well?
So I find a lot of people, when they're taking a sleep supplement, it's usually whoever designed it is as a sedative, like a natural drug. They're trying to sedate someone and just knock them out. But really, when the problem with sleep is, it's multifaceted. People, I would say 8 out of 10 patients, closer to 9 out of 10, have issues with sleep. Whether it be getting to sleep, staying asleep, waking throughout the night, or even waking in the morning unrefreshed. Even if they did get to sleep easily, they didn't wake up, but when they did wake up in the morning,
so common,
they were still tired. So obviously the duration of their sleep was not very good quality. So when looking at sleep, there's a few pathways that we want to consider. One is helping the brain calm down and relax. So we need to do this by using things like passion flower, magnesium, and theanine. These are some of the key ingredients. It's going to get those very alpha brain waves down to theta and delta, slow the mind down, relax it. And so that's on a nervous system base. Also, there's a bit of inflammation in the body for most people, and that can transition to neuroinflammation in the brain. So we want things like ashwagandha in there to help reduce the neuroinflammation. Ashwagandha or withania, same. And then we really need things like GABA to help that long-term improvement in the quality of sleep. And we'll pop a screenshot of what the ingredients are in the video, so you can have a quick look, or a link to the product, even better.
Yeah.
But GABA is one of those neurotransmitters that calms all of the other exciter neurotransmitters down that are keeping you from getting into that deep sleep. And so inflammation, helping the nervous system relax, replenishing the deficient GABA levels, replenishing minerals like magnesium, and balancing blood sugar levels with things like some of the polyphenols. So that is the secret sauce really to making a good quality sleep supplement, is not focusing on sedation, but focusing on nervous system, blood sugar levels, inflammation, and those missing minerals and neurotransmitters.
So it's called Sleep and Calm. So is it something that you can use during the day as well?
Well, I made it because, again, a big emphasis on getting the brain to relax. So that magnesium, passion flower, lavender, theanine is really good if you microdose it at calming the nervous system down. So if you've got kids that are very active and busy, or you've just had a really long day, or you're at work and something's just happened and you're a bit stressed and the brain is in fight or flight, then this is a good thing where you can just do a quarter of the dose, up to half a dose, just to relax the body. And this is one of the very few supplements that when you take it, the full dose, within 20 minutes, up to an hour, but generally 20 minutes, you feel the nice relaxation. And this is your key to, hey, get to sleep. Now's not the time to keep working on the computer and keep doing bits and pieces. Now is the time to get to sleep. It is assisting that sleep initiation, but because it's not a sedative, and you can push through that feeling if you needed to.
Awesome. And I know that they're also vibrationally enhanced. What does that mean?
So again, being very left brain, it was very hard for me to accept that these things were legit. And the doctor that I worked with was heavily into vibrational frequency. And so she taught me a whole world of the importance of frequencies and how that affects our body. So we have the technology to take a frequency and imprint that into a herb, a salt, or water. And so in this instance, the powders have different herbs in them, obviously, and the amino acids have crystalline structures that can hold vibrational frequencies. So for some, they may discount that, and don't worry, I was the same. But it's just, think of it as a bonus. Whether you believe it or not, there's frequencies in there that as you take the supplements, they are all therapeutically dosed. So you've got the science on one side, but for once they're in the body, there's that additional layer of frequencies in there guiding the cells. Hey, this is what this ingredient is. This is what we want it to be used for. Whatever the technology that we have right now to detect how this is helping is not really advanced enough, but we know it has some effect, and so they're in there.
Fantastic. So that's sleep and calm. We've also got detox assist, inflam and pain, and GLP balance. So if you want to just briefly touch on those as well, and I'll leave you with that description.
So with the detox, there's different definitions of detox, because I've seen supplements out there that they call them a detox, but they're really just a few ingredients that are not going to toxify the body. It's probably a good way to have a break from all the contaminants that we're eating. But in terms of actually assisting your body in detoxifying, what does that actually mean? So the liver has the ability to take something, a toxin stored in fat, and convert to being water soluble, so our body can then process that and excrete it. So that's what detoxification is. It's phase 1 and phase 2 of the liver. And our liver needs certain nutrients for those pathways to work. So in the detox blend, I have the majority of the ingredients for those 4 phases that the liver needs to function. But also, the liver's not the only detox organ in the body. We've got things like the lymphatics, the spleen, the kidneys, the gut. So I give them a little bit of support in that process. It's not a detox that's going to force, like a chelation detox, like some of the heavy metal detoxing. This is just a gentle, nourishing support for the body in helping it do its job properly.
Sounds like something we all need.
Ideally, everyone should be doing at least 3 months of support each year for the body to catch up on all the toxins in our environment, drinking water, food supply.
And my favourite, I love the sleep and calm, but I've got to say the inflammation and pain one is my favourite. So tell us briefly about that one.
Look, when it comes to natural therapies for pain, very difficult. Drugs are really good at that analgesic effect. Natural therapies are much more effective on the inflammation level. So there are some analgesics in here, like Coridalis, Devil's Claw, to assist with the analgesic effect, California poppy being another one. But a big part of it is reducing and fixing the problem in the first place. If there is inflammation, how do we resolve that inflammation? So that is a big part of what I have upgraded in this blend to now contain a lot more polyphenols and terpenes. So this blend is brand new, and we're going to put together some sort of trial group. So if you're interested, if you've got pain, if you've got inflammation, I want to see how well this improved formula works.
I haven't tried the improved one yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Actually, he ran out for a little while, and I was just really hanging out for the new one because I take a lot of different supplements that help with inflammation, but when I partner them with this, it actually really super boosts it, and I love this product, and I've noticed missing it. This is mine. I'm going to take this one. So one last one, which is a brand new one, or fairly new, is the GLP.
Yes, I don't even have any made up yet, but
this is brand new.
It'll look like some really cool ingredients in there. Again, this probably deserves a whole video on itself, but it will be based on supporting the vagus nerve, supporting the microbiome, improving the signaling strength from our gut to our brain in the first place, reducing all of the inflammation and the noise that our gut-brain axis has to sort of push through every day. If we can clean up the signal from the vagus nerve to the gut, we can improve the microbiome, we can increase those gut peptides like the GLP and the YYP and the cholecystokinin, and our ability to regulate all the blood sugar levels and help with telling our body, hey, it's time to stop eating, you're full now. So this is a unique product where it contains a whole bunch of different ingredients to support all those different steps. And again, I would like to do some testing in a bit of a small trial where we're using continuous blood glucose monitors and doing some, fasting insulin bloods to look at the difference between taking this over, a 4 to 6 or even up to an 8-week period to look at how effective it is. It does take time to reestablish the gut bacteria to reduce the inflammation, so there might be some short-term effects I'm looking at and then more long-term. But if you're interested, if any of that sounds like something that you need help with, let us know. We haven't figured out exactly how we're going to do it yet and what it's going to look like, but I'm really excited about this new product.
GLP's a real, what's the name, Key?
Look, it is become more popular at the moment. Same with methylation, which I learned back in 2008. So GLP, if you haven't heard of that, glucagon like 1 peptide. It's all
Say
about
that slowly.
Glucagon like 1 peptide.
I think I'll stick with GLP.
Or glucagon like peptide 1, I should say. So it is just a gut peptide, and it helps. It's secreted in our gut, and it helps regulate blood sugar levels, tell us when we're full, improve our digestion.
Awesome. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So I'm sure that we could talk about these a lot more, but the purpose of this video is just to share what Nathan's up to and to see if there are any people out there who are keen to try these products. We're going to put together some really special promos for people. We're not 100% sure what they are yet. I just said to Nathan, let's just jump on and talk about it. I love doing things spontaneously. He likes to research everything and have everything ready. He goes, but we're not ready. I said, doesn't matter. Let's just get out there and share this. So if you are interested in any of those products, or maybe being a part of a trial or just trialing some of these products, we're going to put together some really great promos for those people who jump in quickly. And so pop down in the comments, I'm interested, or I'd love the trial, or if there was one of those particular products that you're interested in, I'll put together a bit of a spreadsheet so that when we know when, did you hear that spreadsheet? So that when we know when we've got the promotions ready, we can contact you. But we're just getting a little bit of curiosity going at the moment. So thanks heaps for listening in. Please let us know how you enjoyed this, and please do share, particularly if there are people in your life who you care about, who you feel could benefit from one or some of these products. You can go and order them on the website right now at
recovered.com.au. So Recov, RECOV, adapt, ADAPT.com. But we'll have a link in the video.
If you're wanting to get some good deals, just hang off for a little bit. Okay, thanks heaps everybody. Bye for now. Thanks, Nathan.